welcome to this video, and today we're here at the Sennheiser booth and I'm here with Justin. In this video, we're going to be talking about the handheld microphone. I'm using a different one, but I'm very interested in this personally, and I wanted Justin to go over the specs of this, and there's some technology that we were talking about earlier that I would like our viewers to know about if they were interested in this. So why don't we start with like a quick overview of what this microphone does and what are the components that come with it?
4 different kits available. This is called the Avx Kit. Avx, how it works, it operates in 1.9 gigahertz. So what's great about that spectrum is it's license free across the world. So you can bring this kit wherever you're traveling and you'll be able to get a secure connection.
If I can quickly ask you a question, because you mentioned 1.9 gigahertz.
Yes.
Now for beginners and for enthusiasts or even technical people out there are different frequencies. There's the UHF frequency, there's the 2.4 gigahertz, and then now you're talking about a 1.9 gigahertz. Now I've never heard about that, but can you tell our viewers about what's the differences maybe between the UHF and the 1.9 gigahertz?
And the 2.4 and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, absolutely. So 1.9 gigahertz, I'll start off with that. 1.9 gigahertz is called the Dect Transmission area. So what used to be in that space was portable phones. So portable phones used to operate in 1.9 gigahertz. Now when you're dealing with 2.4 gigahertz, that's more of the Wi-Fi spectrum. So a lot of smartphones, Wi-Fi, they all occupy that area. It tends to be a lot busier than the 1.9. That's why for us as a company, we decided to go with the 1.9 gigahertz instead of 2.4. When you get below 1000 megahertz, you get into the 400, 500, 600 megahertz area. That's our UHF spectrum. A lot of that spectrum is preferred by professionals using our analog systems because you get tunability, you get functionality that way. Also, the lower the spectrum, the further distance it's going to travel. And also, the better it's going to penetrate through walls and longer range you're going to get. So.
Now, earlier when we were talking about this handheld microphone, you mentioned something about it's changing the channels based on, whether it's getting a good kind of line in. How does it change the channel? What's the technology behind that? And then does the viewer, when you're recording the audio, will you hear pops or sounds when the channel is changing? Could you give us a little bit of overview on that?
Absolutely, yeah. So the way the transmitters speak to the receiver is there's a back channel. So basically what it's doing the entire time is it's scanning for frequencies in the air. The one it's on, it's going to be clean, and it's always going to look for a backup one for redundancy in case the one you're on starts to get distorted. Now when it does the transition from one to the other, it's doing these scans over 130 times a second, so it's completely inaudible. So if it does you could be doing a 30-second shot, it could change frequencies multiple times. When you're going in post to listen, you're not going to hear any blips or pops. It's a smooth transition.
And what's unique or different about this as compared to your competitors, like the other brands that sell similar microphones?
Yeah, no. So what's great about Sennheiser is once you're buying into the brand, you're buying into the whole entire family of products. So a lot of our product is cross-compatible with each other, and also with us, with this system versus a lot of our competitors, especially in the 1.9, 2.4 space, you can run a lot more channels of audio in 1.9 than you can in the 2.4. So if you're somebody that's doing a multi-channel setup, you're going to have a lot more confidence using it in a 1.9 gigahertz space than necessarily in 2.4. In the past, we've had some products that are in the 2.4, and we've seen, as sales manufacturers have seen issues. So that's why with a portable kit, we knew people are going to be traveling all over. You can't guarantee your frequencies. So something like this is much more versatile for that application.
And I also heard you mention something about it being an Xlr output, which is a balanced line. Could you tell our viewers a little bit about that? What's the difference between a balanced line and something that's just a normal cable running into an audio?
Yeah, so a balanced cable, especially with an XLR, you're not going to get any degradation or distortion from the connector. Anything that's unbalanced, especially if you're running really long lengths of it, you can actually get noise from the cable, and the sound can degrade over length. So ideally, if you have a balanced connection, that's the best way to go. Mind you, we also offer different adapters to go from the balanced XLR to a 3.5. So if you're shooting with a smaller camera, you do have that option. Now, when you're dealing with length like this, a very short jumper cable, you shouldn't have to worry too much about balanced, unbalanced. But if you do have a balanced option, it's always good to go XLR to XLR if you can. It's just more secure and a tighter connection. Yeah, and shielded better and all that kind of stuff.
Perfect. I mean, thank you for all that information, and I hope that was helpful to all our viewers out there. Now, if you're looking to buy any of the Sennheiser products, we'll leave links for all the products in the description below. And in the next video, we're going to kind of talk about just the wireless system if you were wanting to use it as a lavalier system instead of a handheld microphone. So thanks again to Justin for giving us all the information. We'll be back with Justin in the next video. See you there.